All right, how is everybody? Apparently I'm a little too close to the speaker. DoomKitty said that wasn't loud enough. How is everybody? All right, how's everyone enjoying the show? Good? Awesome. Well, my name is Dave. I get the awesome pleasure of interviewing these lovely ladies. First up, we have Quinn. Vegas Power Girl. Leeanna Vamp. Ivy DoomKitty. And Vampi bit me. She did. So we're gonna get started. We got a few questions we're gonna ask these ladies, and then we're gonna open it up to a few questions from the audience. You guys are gonna have to obviously speak up as loud as you can because it's a little noisy. The first thing we're gonna ask is how did each one of you get started in cosplay?
Well, I started back in 2007. My first con was San Diego Comic-Con. My best friend Tall Silver had been going for a couple of years, and finally that year the stars aligned, and I made 3 brand new costumes and got the minivan, and we drove down to Comic-Con with her mom, and we had the greatest time ever. We just kept on doing it. So 2008 was my first year cosplaying, and I fell in love with Power Girl, and I've been in love with her ever since. Decided to make my own costume, and really the rest is history. Okay.
Can everyone hear?
Can you guys hear? Can you hear us?
Keep the microphone close.
Louder?
Close.
Okay. So I actually started going to conventions. I think San Diego Comic-Con this coming year is going to be my 13th year, so I've gone to them for a really long time. I started doing a show called I Love Nerd Girls, basically covering the events of what goes on at the Comic-Cons, and I saw all these people dressing up and decided that it would be fun to dress up, so I've been doing it for about 6 years now, and I absolutely love it, and I don't think I'll ever stop.
Sorry, I didn't want to scream into the mic or yell or whatever. You guys hear me all right? Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I got started in cosplay at San Diego Comic-Con 2012. It was my first time wearing a costume, first time making a costume, and it was my Star Trek red shirt, but it was Brandy from Liberty Meadows dressed as a red shirt. And it was just an awesome experience. It had been something that I'd wanted to do for the longest of times, and I was terrified of it. I was afraid people would call me names and make fun of me, but I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm gonna go and do it, have fun, and it was amazing being able to connect with so many people that shared that same fandom for characters as you did. And after that point, I just dove in and started making costume after costume, and it really gets addicting. So yeah, fair warning, guys.
I love that. Yeah, so my mom kind of made me make costumes since I was 4, because she's a seamstress. So I've been making costumes for about 16 years, and that kind of ages me now. But I've been going to Comic-Con for 11 years, and I don't think I'll be stopping. Okay.
All right. Is that better? Is that better? Yeah. So your first cosplay, Ivy DoomKitty, that was kind of like a inception, right? It was a cosplay in a cosplay in a cosplay.
Exactly.
So that's kind of cool. Next up, what do you guys think is the greatest thing about cosplay?
I enjoy all the friends I've made doing it. All my greatest friends that I have right now, I met doing costumes, and I met because we were wearing something similar, and we went, oh my god, you're Squirrel Girl, it's so cool, let's talk about it. So I just really enjoy making friends.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of it too. I enjoy the making process of it as well, and the ability to become my own personal hero is fantastic. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
I think you guys both said it perfectly. I think we're all going to be repeating the same thing over and over again, but the community is really great. Same with me. I've made tons of great friends. All of these girls are good friends of mine, and if I wouldn't be here if it weren't for cosplay. also you're putting on an outfit and you get to be that person. It's pretty much Halloween all year round, and who doesn't love Halloween?
And I have to agree with the three of these ladies too. I've met so many amazing friends through doing cosplay, and for me, it's one of those things where I like to see the community grow, and just, you know, you create all of these friendships, you all share something that you all love together, and for me growing up, it was one of those things that you're a social outcast if you're a gamer and you're a girl. It was just a no-no to like Batman, and you know, once I started doing this, I was like, oh crap, there's other girls that like the same stuff I do. Where have you been all my life? You know, so for me, it's all about the friendships, growing the community, and just really having as much fun as you possibly can, because that's, to me, that's all it's about.
I'm at the end, and like, they said exactly what I feel. I definitely think that cosplay for me has grown even more than before, because it's whatever they just said. It's like meeting new friends, even online. It's so weird. Like, even this one, Carolyn, I had never met her before, but then we started talking because of cosplay and our same love for Psylocke. So it's really awesome. Like, you can meet friends everywhere, anywhere. And yeah, never forever alone. So yeah.
Make sure I'm far enough away. Okay, next question is, have any of you had to overcome any negativity? So that's something that a lot of people probably have on their mind. So any negativity that you had to overcome?
I always feel so lame when I get this question, because no, actually, I've never really had anybody be mean to me. I don't know why. Don't start. No ideas. Don't start trolling me. No, I don't know if it's because I started when I was so young that people just saw me grow up, and they don't think I'm faking it. But I don't know. Nobody's ever called me out for being like a fake weird girl. I don't know. I have no story. I think the only people that call you fake are the people that don't know you. Yeah. Everybody who knows all of us knows that we really like the stuff we say we like. We're not faking. We don't pretend. Liar. For me, the only negativity that I get, it's kind of random. It's really anonymous. It's almost always online. It's never to my face, and it's usually these haters. You know? I've literally had people tell me that I should not take pictures with children and be their hero. Yeah, I'm like, I don't understand it, but I don't know. I think maybe it's an insecurity on somebody else's part, and I wish that I could reach out and help them somehow to maybe overcome it, and to see how beautiful this community really is, and how much fun it can be if we all lift each other.
Very well said. I kind of agree with you, Vegas. I really don't get a lot of negativity in person or at conventions or anyone accusing me of anything. But on the internet, Facebook and YouTube are probably the worst. People just feel that they can say whatever they want, no matter how hurtful it may be. And for me, I don't take things like that personally, because they don't know me, you know, so I'm not going to take to heart what people say that have no idea or have never met me. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and I think that's great. You can say whatever you like, but it's hurtful a little bit, and you just kind of realize that it's coming from a bad place. These people aren't being supportive, and the community that we're in is a very supportive and loving community, so I just take all the good things about it, and I just look over the bad.
This question. For me, it's never been an issue at a convention. It's usually somebody, like the ladies have said, is someone behind a computer screen, and it's usually about body image. You know, you're too big, you're this, you're that. You know, usually questions about weight and size and how you should be like really, really thin in cosplay. And for me, initially when I first started doing it, it really hurt, and then after a while I realized, well, you know what? Forget them. I love what I'm doing, and at the end of the day, that's what's most important. And also, if you look at comic book art, a lot of women are drawn very differently. You know, you look at your Michael Turners, you look at your David Finches, your J. Scott Campbells, they're gorgeous. But you also have your Adam Hughes, your Frank Cho, or atoms. And, you know, it's such a wide variety of body types that, you know, artists express themselves, you know, in that way. And just, we view cosplay, if I'm not correct, as a form of art. And we all express ourselves accordingly, regardless of how a character is drawn. For us, it's also an expression. And, you know, it's one of those things that it can be hurtful, but, you know, are you going to let that affect you, or are you going to stop doing something you like because of what someone else is telling you, or are you just going to do it because you enjoy it? You know, do you live for others or do you live for yourself? So, yeah, that's my little bit.
I think we all actually get a little bit of awkward hate, which is, I don't understand it by calling it hate, because it's just a bunch of people that are scared and they always hide behind like fake screen names or something. But I generally don't get a lot of hate, but when I do, it's always because I'm Asian and I should not be cosplaying this character because it's not an Asian character. And I'm just like, I know. I've been reading. It's like, I like the character, not because of what he or she ethnicity or whatever. Stupid. And I'm always on my DS, so it doesn't matter. Like, whatever.
So everyone remember, I don't always get hate, but when I do, I ignore it. All right, next question, I'm sure is on a lot of people's minds. Costuming tips, which I'm assuming includes how to use the bathroom.
Yeah, you're funny. You think you get to use the bathroom. That's really cute. My tips for beginning cosplay, when I first started, a lot of my pieces were found. I'd go to Goodwill, I'd find something, and I'd alter it. And in altering it, I learned how to sew. I learned how things were made. I saw the construction. As time would go by, I really hate thrift shopping. Like, oh my god, it's the bane of my existence. So I learned how to sew better, so I can just buy fabric and make exactly what I want, so I don't have to shop for it. But yeah, for beginning cosplay, definitely just go find things that are close and alter it and work it out. And my favorite thing to do with spandex suits, if you don't have a serger, is double stitch everything. A straight stitch and a zigzag stitch, and possibly another one, because you're gonna pop at least one. So if you got two backups, you're gonna make it through the day. Those are good tips. I know, and sorry. I second what Kid says. I think, especially in the beginning, if you don't know where to start, use found items, piece things together, make it look the way you want to look. And I really feel for cosplay, it's how you feel wearing that costume. If you feel like that character, if you feel stronger, more confident, more powerful, then you're doing it right.
I third what Kit and Vegas says. I think that's going to go all the way down the line. I totally agree with both of them. Like we know each other or something. It's weird. I agree. That's how kind of I started as well. I would find things and alter them and make them work. And for me, I'm not about it having to be 100% accurate. If I show up and I feel good and I feel it looks good and you see me and you realize what I am, I feel like that's success. The main thing is to have fun. So start off easy. Don't overwhelm yourself from the beginning, because you don't want it to turn into something that you hate. You should love it.
And of course, I have to agree with these ladies. I'm worth it. But yes, you know, definitely the thing with working with found items. Like, for example, like the top for this dress was actually a shirt top that I had that I used to draft a pattern for this. Same thing with the cape. The cape was actually a Jedi robe that was purchased, and I went ahead and tweaked with that, made a pattern out of that so that it would fit me. So yeah, I mean, you can do a lot of different things with that. Also, never be afraid to try new techniques. YouTube and Google are amazing when it comes to finding something and working with it. Sorry. Like, let's say you want to make a particular costume and you're not really sure how to go about it. You'll always find a video on there or some tutorial that you can apply, if anything, just at least some of that information to making that particular costume. If it's, you know, you'll find it. And then I would always suggest to always carry extra items to prevent conventions. And yeah, you need an emergency kit for sure. I don't know if that's one of our questions. Okay, I won't go into that yet then.
It's always hard because I'm at the last and I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Well, I kind of got a couple things that I really like. Definitely what a lot of the ladies say is like a serger is very important for sewing stretchy fabrics. And I really like Sintra. It's this other new material I like to use for like mecha. Do you guys like robot stuff? Robot costumes? I love Sintra. If you guys don't know what Sintra is, it's my favorite cheap material. It's like 25 bucks for a roll. And you can make anything with it. And it's cheaper than Warbler. And that's about it.
Also, if I may interject, ladies, there are some amazing prop makers out there. So don't hesitate to ask. You know, a lot of people are willing to share their knowledge with you. We have some amazing prop guys over here. BMF Productions, Hoku Props, Mad Masker, Solo Roboto. So that's a really useful tool for everyone that's thinking about getting into costuming. So definitely make sure you take advantage of it. Next question. Ivy mentioned you to have an emergency kit. So what in your opinions would you guys include in that?
Well, for me, that depends what I'm wearing that day or what I'm wearing to the convention. I'll bring items specifically for that costume. But I always have one of those like hotel sewing kits. You know, in the hotels they give you the little bitty thingies because they're just preloaded needles. Let's go, which I actually used this morning. I popped a stitch in the back of my costume, so Steven over at Solo Roboto Industries had to pull out the little sewing kit and stitch up the hole so I stopped like flashing the world. Very important. It happened today. Safety pins, always a go-to. A little duct tape makes the world go round.
Double stick tape is also really good. Safety pins, must.
I agree. The little sewing kits, you can get them at the dollar store. They have thread, the pre-threaded needles, this little scissors, duct tape, crazy glue. I mean, for an extreme emergency, crazy glue will get you out of a lot of things.
Definitely have to go with a hot glue gun, and you can never go wrong with enough Velcro in your life.
I was about to say that. I swear, I literally made my belt today out of Velcro. Thank you.
All right, now we're going to open it up. Is there anybody that has any questions for any of these ladies? Anybody? Bueller? Have you ever had an awkward encounter with a fan, and what happened? If you guys are willing to share that.
So this happens to me all the time. I don't know what it is, but somebody will come running up to me and go, "Oh my God, you're Kid Quinn, that's so cool." Wait, why are you doing this? It's always they're really excited to see me, and then, wait, you haven't picked up your badge yet? And all this judgment. So I don't know, that's like my awkward interaction. It's always too creepy. Well, it's always creepy, but that's always my favorite. It's because it happens to like every con. Somebody's super excited to see me, and then I somehow failed them. My bad. I didn't pick up my badge yet. Sorry.
My personal favorite is when people think I'm every power girl out there.
66. 36 degree, $5 form fee, you want the fully insured.
Except for the power girl that you are. I think we can all say that we've had awkward experiences, but for me, I know that when that happens, it's usually just because people are really, really nervous. And what I try to do is just try to say something funny or joke around because I don't want anyone to ever feel uncomfortable or nervous. We're all here. We all love this whole community. So when that does happen, I just try to say something funny or help them just break out of the nerves. And then usually right after that, it's fine.
You have your green forms? I may be able to.
Holy awkward moment, Batman. Okay, there was this one instance at WonderCon where, like, I like giving my fans hugs. I free hugs, you know, why not? I like giving hugs. And, you know, this one person came up, they asked for a hug. I was like, no hug. And then I was walking over to Jessica Negri's booth, and they followed me to her booth and asked for another hug. And I was like, okay, hug. but that hug lasted a little too long, and it was a little too huggy. It was very uncomfortable. So at that point, I'm like, all right, I'm done. And then from there, I walked over to another booth, but then at this point, I was being followed. And it was very uncomfortable, and they asked for a third and a fourth hug. And I don't like to be mean or anything, so I respectfully declined. But it got to the point where I had to have a few people get involved and ask the individual to step away. I've never once had an instance like that, aside from that one moment. But it was really weird. And I was worried of it becoming like a groping thing, and I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go there.
Because it was so easy to put those together.
Weird moments. Okay, so it's a lot of years, and I go to a lot of anime conventions. There's every 5 minutes. So I always don't. Okay, why do you guys or girls like to get killed in pictures? Like, I think that's the weirdest thing. Kill me, but why? Oh, action. What? Okay, then. I guess it's fine now because they're okay with it, but I don't understand it, and I always say I don't. Why do you guys want to get killed? It's just very odd. Can you answer that?
I don't know. It's fun. I usually do that with any like a Jason or a Freddy. I'll be like, kill me, please. And I don't know. It's fun. I get that also when I do when I actually have the claws on for Dr. Doom. They'll be like, oh, can you choke me? I'm like, okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's fun.
Well, I understand if you're Dr. Doom, but I'm in a maid outfit. Like, what do you want? Or I'm dressed as Ness. Like, Ness has a bat. Like, what do you want me to kill you? I'm a little boy. Like, I mean,
22 back in shipping. You get $5 back on the
Any more questions? Mario? No? Okay. Yes.
What is your favorite cosplay that you like to do at a con? What's your favorite cosplay that you like to do at a con?
Favorite costume they like to do at a con?
That all depends what kind of a mood I'm in. If I'm feeling comfy, I like to throw on Superman. I do that one. If I'm feeling impressive, I like to do Maleficent. It's all the leather and corsetry and body paint and wiggery. I don't know, Baroness is cool. She's a badass. And always Dr. Mrs. Can't go wrong with Dr. Mrs. the Monarch. I don't know. It's all what mood I'm in. What kind of con it is. Depends the weather of the con.
For me, it's pretty easy. I really like Power Girl. So I try to wear Power Girl as often as I can. But I'm also a huge fan of steampunk. I figure, as a girl especially, you can't go wrong with a corset,
I would have to say that my favorite is my Daryl, Walking Dead Daryl, and I love my crossbow. I just feel like a badass with a crossbow strapped to my back, so I'd have to say that's my favorite.
I'd have to go with Dr. Doom, since it's a mashup of Doom and DoomKitty. It's also my least favorite because it's a pain in the it's a pain. I didn't say it. It's a pain in the butt to wear the armor. And I'd have to go with my red shirt also, since it was the first one I made, and one of the most comfortable ones as well.
I like that one too. My favorite, obviously, is kind of purple hair, Psylocke. But I actually like my Morgan the most because it was hell to make. And yeah, I just love Darkstalkers. And yeah.
Do we have any other questions from the audience? Questions? Oh, again, white t-shirt. Character you've always wanted to cosplay but haven't done yet. That might take us a while, actually.
Power Girl. It's another version of Power Girl. Can we do Tara? Yeah. I'm trying to do one of my dream cosplays this year. I don't know if anybody remembers Reboot, but I really like that show. I was a huge fan of Reboot. So I really want to do Andrea when she grows up. But I told myself I would never do that costume unless I was absolutely ripped, because she's got like 0% body fat, but she's gorgeous and she's this fish and she's got some Trident. Reboot's really cool. I love that show. So I'm getting good at body paint, and so we'll give it a go. So I'm hoping to do that one for Dragon Con, and I don't know, someday we would do Belle in her big old ball gown, because that's right, I love a poofy dress, I'll admit it.
I'm a huge Uncanny X-Men fan, so for me, and I haven't done it yet, but I actually have plans to do it this year, Dazzler.
So one that I have wanted to do for a really long time and I'm actually working on is Maleficent. So Kit, I might be getting some tips from you because I'm going to need them. I'm really excited about it, and with the new movie coming out, I think it's good timing. I'm really excited to see the new movie, but it's always, I love Disney villains, so I feel like she's one of the best ones.
I have yet to start this one because I don't know where to begin, but it's Samus in her Mariah suit. I want like the whole shebang, LED lights, I want my arm cannon to flower open, I want it all. So I don't know when I'm gonna do that, but that's like my holy grail of costumes will be that. Once I achieve that, I'll be like, I'm gonna go to bed now, good night, see you.
That would be amazing to see. I love that suit too. For me, I'm super old school into like anime, so it'd probably be Bubblegum Crisis, Pris. Are you guys familiar with that? I don't know. It's too old. I don't know, but yeah, that's my dream. So yeah.
That's your turn to say. Right off.
I'm surprised no one said a Merle Dixon cosplay. No? Nobody? All right, anybody else? Questions for our lovely cosplay guests? If there are no other questions, we're going to, oh, there we go. Future cons that you want to go to? Either or.
Well, I can say my next two cons will be Sacramento Wizard World and probably WonderCon in Anaheim. And I'd like to go to some of the international cons. I've never been to any ones that are outside the US, so it would be cool to go to Australia or the UK and try out those cons. But it just takes money.
I did driver's license and paid.
I second that, the international stuff. I'm working on that. I've got 2 Canadian cons this year, but coming right up, we've got WonderCon and then Big Wow, Sacramento if I can swing it. Woohoo, Big Wow.
So next weekend I'll actually be in Dallas for Dallas Comic and Pop Expo, and then I have one in Lexington and then Salt Lake. The list is kind of scattered, so there's a few weeks in between where I'm not doing anything. San Diego Comic Con, I think we're all going to be there. Yeah, no WonderCon for me this year, which makes me really sad. But make sure to check out all of our websites or Facebook pages, because I know that everyone's posting and updating where they're going to be at next, so we can all see you guys at more conventions.
My next show will be Wizard World Sacramento, followed by La Mole in Mexico, MegaCon in Florida. I'll definitely be doing San Diego, WonderCon, and a few others are in the works that I cannot talk about at the moment, but I will be announcing them in the next few weeks.
My most recent ones that I said yes to, but I'm just going to go to have fun. It's Sacramento. That's next week, I think. Is it next week? 2 weeks. Okay, just kidding. And then Big Wow, of course, and WonderCon, and then all the anime cons in between.
One more question.
What's the key point of turning went from hobby to like startup?
How did, I'm not sure if there's really an answer to that, ladies. I think for most of these ladies, it just kind of happened, right? Does that kind of sum it up? Just kind of sums it up. But now we've come to the point. Oh yes, one more question.
I have a question, please. What was the first comic book you guys ladies read? Sorry, can you speak up?
What was the first comic book you ladies read?
First comic book that
Yeah.
they've read?
Yeah.
First comic book.
Ooh, I have to think really back to that. I think the first one I fell in love with was Mad Love, because I was a huge Harley Quinn fan. Well, I still am. Oh my god, the statues I have. But Mad Love was probably my first, like, I am in love with comic books, I need more. So, probably that one.
My first was an Uncanny X-Men. It was the issue, and I can't remember the number off the top of my head, that they introduced Jubilee. And I was hooked.
I think as a young kid, it was probably Batman, but my brothers were really into Batman, so naturally I just kind of gravitated towards it. Recently, I'm a huge Walking Dead fan, and I never really got through all of the comics before the show started, so I started from the beginning and I'm going all the way through the end. And I have to say, if you haven't read them, you must. They're amazing. It's a lot different than the show, so you can read them and still feel like when you watch the show, it's not going to give anything away. It's two separate beasts of their own, and it's amazing, so I highly recommend it.
First book I read was We Three by Frank Whiteley and Grant Morrison. And anything Grant Morrison writes is absolutely amazing, and I love it. After I started reading We Three, I picked up New X-Men, which they both worked on, which, oh my god, it was beautiful. So yeah, check out their work, they're amazing. I also picked up Frank Chow's stuff, you know, his Marvel run, Liberty Metals comic strips. Yes, good stuff.
I have to say, it was the same thing for me. It was Uncanny X-Men for sure. As a kid growing up, me and my brothers would just like run to the comic book store every Wednesday, and then they'll have like their releases. And then Mad Max was really cool back then too. But Jim Lee's X-Men like killed me as a kid. The swimsuit edition was crazy.
All right, now the time has come for shameless plugs. So, if any of these people wanted to find you guys, see your work, any of that cool stuff, where would they go?
My Basis is where you should find, well, not me, but him. It's really good. My Facebook page is kitandsilver.com, or no, it's not. It's Facebook.com/kitandsilver. I'm really not good at this. Yeah, Kit and Silver. I have a Twitter. It's Miss Kit Quinn. It's also an Instagram. I think I have the normal social medias. Just search for Miss Kit Quinn. They should show up.
Great at very nice, really. For me, it's Facebook, Vegas PG Cosplay, and Vegas PG at Instagram and Twitter as well.
Easiest way for me is just go to my website, leeannavamp.com, and I have giant buttons, and you just click on those buttons and it'll take you to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, all that good stuff.
I caught that.
These girls are being bad on stage. I apologize. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, all that good stuff under Ivy DoomKitty.
Vampi bit me all the things.
All right, let's give another round of applause for our lovely cosplay guests, Kit Quinn, Vegas Power Girl, Leeanna Vamp, Ivy DoomKitty, and Vampi Bit Me. Yay, one more time, let's go. And thank you all for coming to Cosplay Expo. Stick around, we got the costume contest coming up shortly. We're gonna be announcing what the prizes are within the next couple of minutes. So go look around at all the cool stuff, and then we'll let you know when we're starting.